Okay, hi and welcome to the new and improved Dragon Realm Minecraft Education Edition project. We start here in the throne room of the kingdom called Swampton, and there are three princesses. We have Vivica, Emilia, and Anna, and each one of them are expressing their, disgust and sadness to you as a traveler. So you and your classmates or your class of students will be the travelers, and they've arrived at the kingdom of Swampton, and they are here to, help. This is where empathy is built into the project because this really isn't our concern. We are taking up the cause for these poor swampies, as they're called, or Swampton folk. So if you approach the throne, you see that the one sign says the 13th dragon shall rise again. Skrimati rule. So the Skrimati are the people from Skrimville, and they are responsible for stealing 12 dragon heads from the king of Swampton. And with those 12 dragon heads, they hope to open a portal to bring forth the 13th dragon. And let's just put it this way, the 13th dragon is bad news for Swampton. It will bring the destruction of Swampton. Now, also in this updated version of the Dragon Realm, there are 12 skulls, and these skulls are the skulls of the fallen kings who have protected the kingdom against the 12 dragons that came prior to the 13th dragon. So in the initial photo, and I'll have an image here to guide you as a teacher, maybe motivate your class as well, there is a photo of the throne with the king, and there's 12 dragon heads and 12 skulls of the fallen kings that came before for the kingdom of Swampton. So you can see over here, skulls of the fathers now sit on high. That's alluding to the fact that Stonehaven is way up in the mountains, up in the clouds, and Stonehaven is forever. So on top of these glowstones is where the dragon heads once sat, and in front of the glowstones are where the 12 skulls of the fallen kings once sat. So if the students click on Vivica, Emilia, or Anna, they will add a little more reference to the story, and this is where you start. You spawn in the beautiful kingdom castle of Swampton, of course named after the fact that it's built on a swamp. So there are three kingdoms. These are called Gardius. The lead one here on the left will give you a little more info. She'll let you know that out in the kingdom, every time you see a Gardius, they will have helpful information. For instance, they may let you know a Skrimati or a Stonehavenite are near. So look for these guys. You can tell they're the darker skin tone characters, and they are your helpers. They are your helpers out in the game. So there's male and female Gardius all through, and if you find a Gardius, there's a good chance you're going to find something else nearby. For instance, a skull, a dragon head, or one of the bad parties in this. Out in the hallway is Prince Gregor. Prince Gregor the Fourth waits here for you. He lets you know that his sisters and his father are quite sad. He tells you to take from these chests, and in there you'll find beds, you'll find weaponry, you'll find food. The students will also find their cameras and portfolios for the game, so make sure students share and take alike from these chests before they head out. I don't think there's enough for everyone. There might be certain things that are enough for everyone, but other than that, they may have to strategically choose what they want. They can come out on the balcony if they want and talk to that Gardius down there. Again, just a little bit of info. And don't let them miss this character right here. This guy's name, hiding over in the corner here, and I'll fly to make it faster, is Jesty. And Jesty's over here in the dark. And don't let them miss Jesty, because Jesty really paints the story as to what's happening here. Now, before we go any further from the throne room, I just want to point out the whole point of this Dragon Realm game or experience is to prompt literacy. So it's hopeful your class will actually experience this experience together, collaboratively. I recommend they go out in pairs out into the world, because if you have a dragon head and you're going to perish or pass away, it's nice to have someone that you can hand the dragon head, or someone that can scoop the dragon head up and continue back home. So I recommend they head out into pairs, and the goal is, as a class, you go out and experience the world. You try to solve this for the Kingdom of Swampton, and afterwards it prompts a class literacy project, pairs literacy project, or an individual literacy project based on their individual experience. And that's why it's important they journal and use portfolios and cameras out in the world to capture their experience. So you can go down to the left or right, and you're leaving the Swampton Castle. And so when they get down here, there's one last Gardius. I'm pretty sure this Gardius reminds you that not all of the Stonehavenites and Skrimville folks are bad. His mother, I think, is in fact from Stonehaven, so he says, listen, they're not all bad, so remember that when you head out into the world. So let's go see Swampton. I'll go ahead here and turn around. Here is the beautiful castle that we were just in. That is the King of Swampton's castle. This entire map was built by Andrew Scrimshire of England, I believe, and it is absolutely jaw-dropping. 3 separate kingdoms that we're going to explore in this lesson, and this will give your kids hours of entertainment, if not even longer. So here is Swampton. You can see entirely built on a swamp. They head across the bridge, they head down here, and here's another Gardius. So this Gardius says, "Welcome to Swampton. It's a city built on a swamp. Under the water you'll find great treasures and dangers," and so on. Okay, so let's show you how this map works. So basically, the kids aren't going to be able to fly around. The students are going to be actually walking, swimming, boating, and so on, in pairs, hopefully. But as you move through the town, for instance, I'll go over here, there are beautiful structures, like one right here. This is the Swampton Opera House, right here. Now, normally, when you have the graphic user interface turned on, I don't. Normally, you would see the names of the Gardius and the Skrimati, for instance, lit up. So you would have seen this guy's name. And that's a big tip for the kids, because when they find him, he's going to say something like, "Listen, I just heard instruments banging," or "I chased a Skrim." That's the derogatory term. "I chased a Skrim in here. I'm too scared to go get him, so you go get him." So you'll find that the Gardius are not exactly the most brave. So you'll come in here, you'll search the structure, maybe you come up the steps. Oh, there's a Skrim on the stage. And you can see by the skin coloration, I tried to make them the same skin tone to demonstrate race, or at least city or kingdom allegiance. So when you approach this guy, you'll come up here, and the Skrims usually give you tips. They usually make fun of you. They usually say they're bringing forth the 13th dragon, and then they say, "I've hidden the dragon head or the skulls, for instance. You're never going to find them. Good luck." And that's where the students kick into high gear. They say, "Well, thank you very much, evil Skrim." And they go searching this vast establishment. So for instance, this one here, they would go up a series of ladders in the back, and they go through this door. They'd go up that ladder all the way to the top of the playhouse, and they would find a dragon head. The goal is for them to then mine the dragon head, and once they've mined the dragon head, to successfully get back to the Swampton Castle alive. And if they get back to the castle alive and put it on the glowstone, that's a successful score for them. They've scored a point. So hidden in the kingdoms of Swampton, and I'll go up here because this is absolutely beautiful by Andrew Scrimshire, again from England. This is the city of Swampton. You can see the vast real estate that students get to search. It really is remarkable. So this is the town of Swampton. Somewhere in here there are hidden, I guess, dragon heads. And directly across from the city of Swampton, you'll see out the back here, there is a bridge, and there may or may not be another hiding spot somewhere around here. There's a Gardius, which means somewhere around here is a Skrim, and somewhere around here is another dragon head somewhere. And they'll give you your students tips as well. So if we head down this path, there's another Gardius. That's not a good sign. There's another one hiding down in here. That's not a good sign. So again, students will have non-stop action as they make their way along the pathways, indicated here by the stone broken into the grass by Andrew. Here's another Gardius. This Gardius reminds you that not only on this path, by the way, that takes you down to Skrimville, but also behind her, in the woods, hidden way off here to the, I guess, the right, is the Tower of Doom. The Pit of Doom, as it's called here. It's a scary place filled with lava. And there's another Gardius that says he's chased a Skrim to this location. But once the Gardius find them, it's kind of up to you as the traveler, the helper, to empathize with their cause and, of course, bring them their beloved dragon heads back to their kingdom. So let's continue on to Skrimville. Here it is. It's not far away, you can see. Here is Skrimville. Now this is the home of the evil Skrimati, which is a secret society that has broken into the Swampton Castle and taken the 12 dragon heads. This kingdom is equally as beautiful. It is the second kingdom that Andrew made. You can see it's pretty densely packed. The Skrimati have lots of little hidden tunnels that lead into worship areas. There, of course, is their playhouse. I've made a point of hiding dragon heads near cool real estate like this, which gives the students the full effect of actually seeing really cool real estate structures within the town. You can see it's pretty densely packed with houses. If I turn the monsters on, or if I turn some sort of normal difficulty on, you can imagine creepers, skeletons roaming everywhere. It really is a survival task for your students of every age. All sorts of tunnel structures. Look, this goes all the way around the city, all the way over there, this long tunnel. A lot of time and effort has gone into this. Here's a windmill at the edge of town. And this is the original Dragon Realm. So when I made the first Dragon Realm, it stopped at the 2 cities. Now Andrew has outdone himself, so what I've done is I've actually made the game over again, brand new, all over again. And we not only have the town of Swampton, who are the victims, and the evil Scrimati from Skrimville, but at the same time, believe it or not, the equally evil hillside town of Stonehaven broke into the castle and stole the skulls of the fallen kings. And now we'll head over to Stonehaven. So Stonehaven's off to the right here. It's actually a little bit hard to find, especially in the rain and the fog. But if we go down here just a bit, we should be able to find a stone path. Again, Andrew has laid out the stone paths perfectly. Let's see if we can find it here. There it is. So if we follow the stone path, it's quite a distance, so I'll speed along here. You can see it curves and winds in the outside edges of the kingdom of Swampton. I put little signs in here that let you know, little blood stains that let you know you're going the right way. So of course, yep, Stonehaven's this way. So a team of your class, a team of students would head this way. They'd go up over, stay in maybe the mountain huts for the night up there, continue on the path, and they're on the way to Stonehaven. Stonehaven is a new part of the game, brand new by Andrew and brand new by myself. And remember, they have stolen the 12 skulls of the fallen hero kings who have protected the kingdom of Swampton from the 12 previous dragons. Okay, so these skulls are magic. They do continue to protect the kingdom from the 13th dragon. And I'm not sure if in the rain we're going to get the full scope of this, but I just want to let you know that we are approaching right now the kingdom of Stonehaven. Alright, with the clearing of the weather now, we see how beautiful the kingdom of Stonehaven is. So this is the brand new addition to the Dragon Realm project for Minecraft Education Edition. And if we go up here, let's go up here a little further, you can see that this is truly indeed a castle in the clouds. Again, the architecture is ridiculous, and the same principle applies here. The evil Stonehavenites have stolen the skulls. They're using them basically for decoration. This is not a meaningful thing. They just stole them because they look nice. And your job as a traveler is to find and locate the 12 fallen hero skulls of the kings and return them successfully in one piece after mining them back to the throne room of Swampton. The Stonehavenites call the Swampton folk Swampies, and it's a derogatory term, and these guys, believe it or not, are called the Stoners. Stonehaven folks are called the Stoners, and your job is to successfully navigate the monsters and the sharp falls and the pits of death here, get the fallen king skulls, and return back to Swampton. So I really do hope you enjoy this. Again, the whole point of this lesson is to prompt literacy. So it's a shared experience that would lead to collaborative class literacy engagement and projects. You could do it in class, full class. You could do it in pairs. You could do individual writing. They'll have their journals as they make the trip. Plan on this being a 3 to 4 class event, maybe even more, because if they're journaling and if they're resting in beds to make sure they spawn closer to their action points, this could be a while. But I really do hope you enjoy the, this project. It is the Dragon Realm, new and improved, and I have 20 plus other projects in the education, Minecraft education website. And you can hit me up at Twitter at BBTNB,